Hey guys, welcome back to another episode of Guns and Guitars, and I'm very excited today because I have for you what I feel like is a real treat. Now, many of you guys know that I am just on a quest to find the best tone on a budget, and on that quest, I've stumbled upon something that I feel like is a real diamond in the rough, so to speak. Now, many of you guys have never heard of Epic Custom Shop pickups. They are based here in the United States, and they hand scatter wind their pickups with alnico 5 magnets, and they have their own little unique flavor that makes them stand out from the rest of the competition. But perhaps the best part about these pickups is they come in at just a little over the price of what you'd pay for machine-made, sweatshop-made Korean pickups, and probably still about half or maybe even a third of the cost of the US name brand competitors. So they're very cool pickups. I've got 2 P-bass sets and 2 jazz bass sets to demo for you guys today. I'm Dan, this is Guns and Guitars. Let's get started. Now, don't get me wrong, I do really like Korean-made pickups. I think for the money, they are an excellent value and they do sound pretty decent. They definitely have their systems dialed in over there in Korea and how they're able to manufacture decent sounding pickups for a really low price. Now, when you look at a Korean-made pickup like GFS, and you guys know that I'm not a super huge fan of GFS, but that's mostly because of their customer service, not so much because of their products. But a GFS-based pickup will run you about $30 or $40. They're made on machines in Korea in sweatshops, and they sound okay, but let's take a look at the inside of these Epic Custom Shop pickups. For example, on the inside of the F1 P-bass pickup set, you'll notice right away that we have a 1/4-inch alnico 5 rod magnets, a nice fat hand scouter wound coil, and vintage cloth pushback wire for easy installation. And these are features that you just can't get at that price point. This only runs you about $50, which is still a fraction of the price that you would pay for Seymour Duncan 1/4 pounders, which is what these would probably compare to, except they are definitely different. Now, Seymour Duncan's 1/4 pound pickups for P-bass and for jazz bass are really overwound and pretty dark sounding, actually. Now, these are only slightly overwound, and that's mostly due to the diameter of the coil around those large 1/4-inch alnico 5 magnet rods. The result is that you still get the awesome punch that will cut through a mix and the extra dynamics that you get from having the larger magnets, but when you're playing solo, you still have some of those high-end harmonics that you really want to hear. Now, if you're not into the extra power and punch and dynamics associated with the larger magnet rods, they do make pickups with the standard 1/8-inch magnet rods like these right here. This is the E2 Jazz set. It comes with those 1/8-inch magnet rods, and as you can see, still has a nice fat hand-wound coil there with the vintage cloth pushback wire, and the E in the name designates that it's jazz, and the 2 that it's the smaller pickup magnets. For example, this is the E1, which comes with the 1/4-inch magnets, and then I also have an F2, which is a P-bass pickup with the 1/8-inch magnets. So let's go ahead and have a look at those, and when I'm done, I'll tell you about how you can actually get these for cheaper than I did, because I bought them on eBay, and that wasn't wise. So I'll tell you the secret to getting them at a better price after we hear how they sound. For this demo, I'm going to be recording directly into Logic Pro. Just as always for my bass demos, no EQ, no amp simulation. All you're going to be hearing is the raw tone directly from these pickups. And you'll have to excuse my crazy Franken bass here. I threw this thing together with spare parts just for the sole purpose of trying out different pickups and different pickup placements. And as you can see, it's not really shielded super well, so you might hear a little bit of extra noise. And it's not set up super well, so there is a little bit of extra fret buzz. So I apologize for that, but that shouldn't deter you too much from being able to understand how these pickups sound. So let's go ahead and get started with the P-bass pickups first. Now obviously that demo had some drums in it, so you kind of get a feel for how these pickups kind of sit in a mix a little bit. And you probably noticed that the F1 pickups with the 1/4 inch magnets did kind of punch through the mix a little bit more. You can kind of feel the power of them. But what you didn't hear so much was the difference in the high end. And so now I'm gonna play them back for you soloed so you can actually hear the subtle nuances in the high end clarity that you get from the E2 pickups as opposed to the F1. And I'm gonna rearrange it so that you hear fingers versus fingers, pick versus pick, slap versus slap, and a nice back-to-back comparison so you can really hear the difference. Like I said, really cool pickups. I definitely want you guys to be letting me know in the comments which ones you like better, the F1s or the F2s. Now let's go ahead and hear the jazz bass pickups. And again, that's how they sit in a mix, and you may have not heard the difference, so here's a nice back-to-back comparison just like I did for the P-Bass pickups. So like I was saying, these pickups just absolutely sound awesome. And again, the price is $50 for a P-Bass pickup or $80 for a jazz bass set, or you can even get a balanced PJ set again for $80, which is just a steal. Now, I've been emailing back and forth with Ricky Chen, who is the owner and master winder there at Epic Custom Shop Pickups, and I've come to know him just as Reach, which is funny. That's kind of a cool nickname. But in his email tag, it actually says that he's a PhD candidate in aeronautics and astronautics at Stanford University. How freaking cool is that? So it's awesome because it kind of puts things in perspective. I mean, do you want GFS pickups, which are made on machines in sweatshops in Korea, or do you want Epic Custom Shop pickups for just a little bit more money? They are hand scatter wound here in the US by an aeronautical engineer, okay? That's freaking awesome. And especially for the price, they're killer. But here's even better news, okay? Don't buy these pickups on eBay. They are for sale on eBay, but don't buy them there. Buy them from his website, which is currently under construction. That's epiccustomshop.com. There's a link in the description there. And when the website is fully functional and up and running, you'll be able to use coupon code Guns and Guitars to save 10% off of your order there, which is awesome. But in case the website isn't finished yet or the coupon code's not working, his email is listed in the description of this video as well. Just email him directly, tell him Dan from Guns and Guitars sent you, and he will honor that 10% discount. So you can actually get them for cheaper than I paid for originally. Now, as you can probably tell, I just absolutely love these Epic Custom Shop pickups, which is why I've been working hand in hand with Reach to custom wind me a set for this prototype bass that I am working on. And as you can see, this is a reversed JP sort of setup, and it's a balanced set, and we've been working closely. He probably wound me maybe 4 or 5 different sets of pickups before we landed on this particular flavor that just nails the tone that I'm going for, and I could not be happier. So if you want to see how this project turns out, it's obviously not done. I just don't love the pick guard still. I'm still working on that. But go ahead and subscribe if you want to see how this thing turns out. And if you like this pickup demonstration, go ahead and check out this playlist of some other pickups that I've demoed. And I'm Dan. This is Guns and Guitars. I will see you in the next video.